Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am Wyatt Hicks, and we're going over grapheme and phonemes for part 2 of this classroom assignment number 1. So let's count out these 40 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. As I talked to you prior about, at 42, I dropped all of my cards. So I had to lay them all out on the table, go through my notebook, and try to get what I wrote from the semester to separate from what I assume was last semester's to get these cards. So, why are these not? No. Oh, it's because it's backwards from how I just did it. Okay, that's fine. We'll just start at the back. I do have them separated. I have A, E, I, O, and U in one. I have all of the blue cards in one, all the purple cards in one, and all the red cards in another. So we're starting at the back this time. So I have Y, U. It will make a long U sound, like the word Yule. We've got UY with this meaning that there is a word, or at least a letter, at least one letter in front of this. So it's going to make a long I sound for words like buy. We have EU, which is going to make a long U sound for words like feud. We have IE, which can make two different sounds depending on letter placement, and what word it is in. So for the word pie, where it does have IE, that makes it a long I, and a word like brief, it's going to be a long E, brief, not brief, brief. We have a special E. We got a special E in the building. So basically that means it's going to be silent. So for words like cake and bake, you're hearing a long A, but you're not hearing the E at all. We have Y, which again is conditionally. It changes depending on what word it's in, this is the last letter of whatever word it's on. So for baby, it's going to be a long E, baby. For the word like my, it's going to be a long I, my. Sounds like an I, has a Y though. So making sure that one, AY is going to make the long A sound for words like say, lay, may, and today. We have EO, which has a silent O. It is a long E for words like people, long E, silent O. So this is Y. Y can also make the sound of itself. It can also make the sound of the letter I. So like a long I. So in the word fly and my, like I had said here, actually this may be that additional card that I was looking for. But anyway, it'll make the I sound for a word like fly or my. So we have EW, depending on the word, if you know, you know. So for the word like so, SEW though, by the way, it makes a long O sound. And then for the word like few, it's going to make a long U sound, few. So here we go. We have OE, which is going to make a long O sound for a word like toe, or toe is what's coming to mind. OA. OA will make a long sound like the word boat or moat or goat. All of those you are hearing O. So, yes. We have another silent letter. So, this is OE So for the word like bone, you're going to hear the O, then you're not going to hear the E at the end. The E is silent. It's a long O. So we've got A. This one can be scary though. As you can see, it's got a few different ways that it can be done. I know that, English can be scary, but I'm gonna break it down for you. So, AI, not artificial intelligence, but AI in language, when it's paired in a word like aisle, okay, it's gonna make a long I sound and your A will be silent. So with a word like plaid, you're gonna hear a short vowel sound. You're gonna hear plaid. You're not hearing played, you're hearing plaid. With a word like said, which I kind of have a southern accent, so there's different ways to say said, sat, set. This word literally throws me off every time I say this word. So I'm just gonna say said, because that's how I pronounce it. And anyway, it's a long A, but if you said, I'm trying to think of how other people say it. It could be a short, I think it's accent region, to be honest. But anyway, but then in words like snail and male, the AI are going to make a long A sound. So snail, male, both having a long A sound on that one. We have EY. Remember, this means that there is at least one letter prior to these two letters at the end. It gives two different ways that it could be done. So in a word like key, you're hearing the E in it, E, long E. And then in a word like they or hey, you're also hearing, you're hearing a long A for that sound this time. So the A, long A. We've still got some more to go. So we've got E with a special letter, silent E. So in words like complete or Pete, you're not hearing Pete's E. You know what I mean? You're not hearing complete E. You're hearing complete and Pete. And that's because those E's on the end are silent. They make the long E sound for the first E. This E, you will not hear it. We have IE, again, special E. Y'all remember that, very important. This E, silent. So in the word kite, you're hearing the I, which is a long I, but you're not hearing the E. It's not kitey, it's kite. So we have EI, which can be done depending on how it's spelled, So for the word vein, you're hearing it as a long A, vein, not veen, but vein. Receive, it's making a long E sound. So it's very dependent on where you're putting this in a word for what it's going to sound like in that word. Let's see here. So we have OW, it will make a long O sound for words like toe, low, and grow. We have the two O's, despite them both being O's and beside each other for words like flood and brooch, my bad, they make two different sounds. Now, unlike in, let me find one here, kite, where these letters are not exactly touching, like you have the K, the I, and you have a T in between the I and the E. These letters do touch at all times, but their sound does vary by what word they're put in. So in a word like flood, you're going to hear a short U, flood, and then in a word like brooch, you're going to hear the O, brooch, which will make it a long O sound. But remember, these do not get separated like other patterns do. This is U. If I can remember correctly, you're not able to spell out the word U properly, or U is its own category. I do remember that from the lecture. Now we've moved on to these cards. So for these, we have IEW, which is going to make a long U sound. So for the word view, you're hearing view. View. Basically like a V spacebar U, view, if that makes sense. But it will be a long U. view. We have E-U-E, so like a word Q. So in Q is saying the letter U, so obviously it is a long sound. Remember, if it says the letter in it, long. If it says its letter, it's long. If it makes the letter sound, it's a short vowel. So U, long, short. So next we have IGH. IGH. So for a word like night, it will be a long I. Night, sight, light. All of these use I, G, and H connected, no break, no letter in between, and they make a long I. Next, we have EAU, which again can make two different sounds. So for the word beauty, beauty, long U, and bow, you're hearing a long O. Both still using these letters. All right, next color, we have EIGH. So for the word like 8 or straight, or that you get the 8 or straight, it's making the long A sound. Wait is also one with a long A sound, but if you were to put this in the word of, like, put this with an H in front of it and a T and turn it into height, it would make the I sound. So it would make a long I sound. Actually, I take that back. I was thinking this one was this one. Straight cannot be spelled with this letter combination. I do apologize. This one, on the other hand, AIGH, can be spelled that way. So it'll make the long A sound for straight. Now we have OUGH, which will make a long O sound for the word though. Yeah, long O. Okay, now we have Z. This, again, remember, at least one letter prior to these two letters, staying together, no break, no letter in between. So, the word buzz, buzz, booyah, Z sound. So we have SH, which can make two different sounds. So a word like shack or shark, as well as chef, where it is making the ch kind of sound, like chef. I don't know how to like explain it really well, but like there's these quotations to show that it's its sound and not its letter combination, if that's making sense. I think I'm saying that, like, what's the word? I think I'm explaining it in my head right to the screen, to the viewer. Next we have QU. So this is like queen, kind of sounds like, you guessed it, KW, you got it. We have WH2, 2 because 1, 2 sounds. I wonder actually why we haven't done that for all of the other ones that were given multiple sounds. But, oh, that's because they were long and short vowel. So anyway, I get it now. In the word who, even though it starts with WH, it makes the H sound. In a word like what, it's what with a W. You're not hearing hut, you're hearing what. Phone is going to make a F sound, so PH make the F sound, like in the word phone. We have ZH, so this actually makes the S sound depending on where it's put. So like a word like treasure, right? It's not treasure, but it's treasure. But it's not spelled with a Z, it's spelled with an S. So, yeah. And then we have S. Here we go. It is a short S for these, for at least this example of mess, not mess, SS, mess. Short vowel. There you go. So, here we go. We got L's on the end for a word like shell, short vowel. Cliff, 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 not cliff, FF, cliff. What's that? Short vowel. Let me put these in order since when I recounted them this time, they kind of went out. All right, now we've got A, E, I, O, and U re-put together. So, A, long A, will make the A sound, baby, and A. Then we have E, long E. That's what these lines are on the top. So a straight line is showing that it is a long vowel. A curved line on the top is showing the difference that it is a short vowel. And so this is a long E for words like me, we, she, he, lee. Now we have I, which can make two sounds. It can make the I and the ah for a short and a long vowel. So in the word like sky, you're hearing a long I. And the word like skim, you're hearing a short, I think class is getting changed. You're hearing a short I for skim. We have U. So it is a long vowel for a word like uniform, not uniform, uniform. And then lastly, we have our O, long O, for words like octopus, no, low, go, so, hero, and open. Thank you for hearing me present. You have a nice day.